Yeah, my name's Wayne Mayday, and I belong to the Zealandia Lodge. We used to meet in Kyle, but now meet at the Kemp House down by the Stone Store in Kerikeri. Yeah, we've got a small lodge, and it goes pretty well. I've been in the chair twice of that lodge, and also the Royal Arch. I've been in 3 times in the Royal Arch chapter of the lodge. I've enjoyed every minute of my lodge life. I've been in it for about 31 years now. But in my family, I've got no Masonic connections that I know of at all. How I got involved was my father-in-law from my first wife, and his name was Will Fortune, and I think a lot of people will remember Will. He was quite a figure in Masonically. I think he was very worshipful, and so he was the one that every time he came to visit me in Kerikeri, he and I used to sit down, and then inevitably we get on the Masonic stuff, and I start asking him questions. And he says, "Wayne, I think it'd be a good thing for you to join one day." So I did, and I actually, being living in Kerikeri, I was going to join the New Zealand Constitution, one that meets here in Kerikeri. But they fluffed around, and I was proposed and whatever. They fluffed around and everything, and my proposal, I asked them, I said, "What's happening? Am I going to join this place or not?" And they still fluffed around, and I said, "Oh, I'll bugger you," and I joined Kyle, which was, of course, English, and I don't regret it one iota. Yeah, so from that point of view, I've really enjoyed, my time and the lovely people and guys that I've met through it. My family history, well, I'm actually a Canadian, or was a Canadian. I'm now a Kiwi. I've lived here since 1966. Married my wife. We've had 4 children. 2 of them were adopted by my first wife and her husband, who died before I arrived on the scene. And we got together. We had 2 more children. So they're all grown up and they're all doing well in their lives now. And I've got, between me and my current wife, we've got 14 grandchildren. And they're all doing well. Some are still in school, of course, and my youngest is about 10 years old now, and he lives down in Warkworth. And the rest of my family is spread over the countryside, some in the South Island, some in Auckland. I've got a daughter who's a teacher of English and living in Bahrain, and she teaches there English. She's a real bright spark, and she's an adopted daughter through my first wife. She's been adopted twice, actually, and she's a lovely girl, but we get on extremely well. And my family back in Canada, I was born with a family of 5. We lived close to Vancouver most of my life until I was about 20. And I finished high school. I was going to go to university, but it was a bit costly, and my parents didn't have the money to do it, and it was a bit of distance to travel as well. So eventually I got a job working in a supermarket up in a place called Kitimat, which is northern British Columbia on the coast of the Douglas Channel. And I worked in a supermarket there as an assistant produce manager, and then I was doing quite well, and anyway, I eventually got promoted to assistant grocery manager. And then me and a friend who worked in a supermarket as well, Neil, we both decided we wanted to travel, and I always wanted to travel anyway, especially down the South Pacific area. So we took off, and we got on a passenger freighter and left Victoria on Vancouver Island, and sailed down to Sydney, and got off in Sydney, and yeah, we had a job sort of lined up through Neil's uncle down in Melbourne in the grocery trade, and so we went down there, and we actually got jobs working for Safeway supermarkets who were just establishing themselves in Australia. And from there I sent Neil went back down to Sydney, and he bought a combi van, big Volkswagen combi van, which we're going to tour around with. So yeah, he came back, and the three of us took off in this combi van towards Darwin. And we got broken down in a place called Hughenden. And on the way up to Darwin, we went inland up to Darwin, not the normal main highway. And yeah, and the damn engine blew up. So we didn't have any money to get another one. So we got to work on the railway line with islanders who were there, and in this place Hughenden, and we used to sleep in one of the cars, and they had dinner meals for us, and we went out and put all the what do they call them, in between the tracks, that wouldn't
Sleepers.
Hi?
Sleepers.
Sleepers, that's it. That's it. Maybe you should be sitting here. Anyway, so we worked there for a while, saved up enough money, and got a hold of a second-hand engine in Townsville and had that sent up. And of course, Volkswagen's engines at the back of the vans, they're easy to drop out, put a new one in, so I did that, and got a little bit mechanically inclined. So we did that, and away we went again, and we just outside of Darwin, and the damn engine broke down again. So we managed to get it into Darwin, and took it up to a garage. The guy offered us £60 for it, so we took it. And and then from there, what did I do? What did we do? I worked on an iron ore mine there, establishing an iron ore mine just south of Darwin, in a place called Francis Creek, not far from Pine Creek, which was on the main drag up to Darwin. And worked there for a while, assembling these girders and God knows what. And I used to walk around with candles and a pair of shorts on these girders about 30 feet above the ground, and putting bolts in to hold them there and everything else, and no safety gear or anything like that, no helmets, no nothing, I just had Japanese safety boots, I would say embrace it totally. I said most Masons are good men, very good men. There are rat bags like there is everywhere, and but yeah, and embrace it. It will take you a while to understand what it's all about. I know it took me possibly maybe a year or something like that before I understood what it was all about, and ever since then, I couldn't have made a better move. And I would think the same would go for everyone who has joined Masonry and are true Masons and want to be true Masons, and I would recommend that to you because it makes you a better man, really, in society and in the world. Yeah, I would totally endorse it for you, and for anybody really who really were interested in wanting to join. And I've enjoyed every minute of it. I've met some lovely guys through the association, and their wives as well, I must admit. No, it's been a fantastic journey for me, and I'd recommend it to anybody.